All right, we're back. It's about a week later. We are going to buff this tailgate. Show you what we're using here. We're just going to be using rubbing compound first. And then this McGuire's mirror glaze. This is white painted, hide scratches real easy, so we don't have to get too crazy. Just got an old buffer, Makita buffer. I usually wet my pad first before I start. We'll get started. First thing you do is need to get the water off this, so you just hit it. So the key thing for buffing is really to stay off the edges. What you want this pad to do is, as it rotates, you want it to go off the edge, not into the edge. If this rotates into the edge, you'll burn the paint right off the edge of all this stuff. So when you're buffing, you want to just make sure that the direction you're going, the rotation is off the edge. See how that's going off the edge? See how that's going off the edge like that? That's how you need to do it. Get you in here, show you. You see, if you look at this right in the sun, you see that haze right there. So we still got to get this yet, get that yet. We got, see, it doesn't really, see how that's hazy through there yet. You can still see the sand marks. So all we got to do is just keep applying, keep buffing this until we get all this out. See how it's still hazy through here? Just going to show you guys the difference. So if you look here how dull, see how the sand marks are still in it, and you come across here, you can see that we got it pretty darn close. See that? Got a little bit like here to get yet. I don't know if you can see that or not. little bit up in here to get yet. A little bit through here, but we really didn't hit this real hard. And then you can see what it used to look like. We were just trying to get some of the trash out of there, so we didn't really hit it real hard. And I didn't even sand this down here. We just buffed it up. But anyway. Again, I'm using 3M rubbing compound to start with. And we're gonna finish with this Meguiar's mirror glaze. Now, some people are going to tell you need to use 3 or 4 different steps. Really just depends on the color. If you have a light color like white here, it hides scratches. All you really need to do is rubbing compound and like a medium cut after that, or a polish after that, like a 4 or a 5 as far as grit in your compound. If you had a dark color is going to show a lot of scratches more. And when it's out in the sun, you're going to see the scratches. But white, yeah, 2 steps, you got it about done. But anyway, we'll get back to it here. Yeah, here's how you clean these things. All you're doing is you're just taking that screwdriver and trying to get all that built up material off there. If you leave that built up material on there, it'll actually could dig into the paint and really make a bad day. Alright, now that you got the first step done, you need to get all that material off. All that rubbing compound you need to get off here, so that it's not affecting your next cut. Once you're done with this, you can kind of look and see how you're doing, if you got it all, you know, you missed anything. See how there's material stuck on here, right here? I want to get all that stuff off. All right, my bottle broke. Fell and broke, but the stuff's so expensive. I hate to not use it. Fell out of my cabinet. Just keep it moving, and you notice I'm just keeping this moving. You don't want to stop in one spot. put this down again and see where we're at. All right, we'll bring you in here. All right, we have a little bit right here to get. This is going to be covered by a piece of trim, so we're not really too worried about it. But right there, if you can see that, we got a little bit right there, but everything else turned out pretty good. That run used to be right in through here. You can't even see any of that. It's all gone. But now it... Alright, so we'll hit it one more time with this light cut compound, this number 4 McGuire's, and then we'll probably be done with it. Clean out my compound wheel, my buffing wheel. One more time. Oh, shoot. Okay. We'll clean this thing off and we're probably good. All right, we'll show you guys the finished product here. Remember, we had a run all the way through here. That's where our run was. It was a great big ridge run. It was about that long. But you can see that thing's gone. All right, all done with another project. So, you know, a couple tips again before I let you go. When you're buffing, make sure that your rotation goes off the edge. You don't want the rotation to go into the edge. You'll burn the paint off. Before you start sanding or buffing, depending on the temperature outside, it's winter here right now. Well, it's the end of February here in Missouri, so I let this paint sit up on here for about 2 weeks before I did any buffing, about a week before I did any sanding, just to make sure that clear coat's good and dry. Because if you try and buff it before the clear coat's completely set up and dry, you will rub the clear coat and the paint right off of it as soon as you touch that panel, and you're gonna have to start all over. So it's really important that you let it set up. In the summertime, you probably give it a week or so before you can buff, but you know, it's always safe to give it more time than what you think you need, just to make sure that you don't have to do it all over again. Believe me, because I've done it before. Tried to rush paint, tried to rush, you know, buffing, and I have rubbed paint right off the corners of panels trying to buff the clear out. So just better just to wait. Anyway, so get you a file nib, get you to file off your runs if you have any runs. Go back with about 1200 and then a 2000 grade over the top of it. Again, you'll probably get 1,000 different opinions on what you should use. I've used 1,200 and 2,000 over and over and over again. And it really depends on the color. The lighter the color, the more scratches that you won't see. So, you know, it's really a dark color. You really got to bring that grit up and up and up to a finer and finer and finer grit. Same thing with the material you're cutting with. You got to start with the regular rubbing compound, and if it's a black or a dark blue, you have to go more steps because you'll see the scratches in white. You won't see the scratches. So anyway, when you're buffing, again, stay off the make sure your rotation doesn't go into the edge. Slow down on anything protruding, or else you'll rub the paint right off of it. Be careful in things like this. You see that all I did was just hold the buffer in here, and I just revved it up and down so it wouldn't get too fast and too hot and burn this paint up. Same thing with right in here. You kind of pick the edge up so that the buffing wheel comes off this and doesn't dig into this next little raise right here on these panels. So you just kind of make sure it comes off. You're picking it up. Another tip, don't start the buffing wheel with it sitting on or off the panel. You want it to be on the panel and just kind of rev it to a slow start, and always keep it moving. Never hold a buffing wheel in one spot, or you're going to burn the clear and the paint off really quick. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hey, we got a merch shop out right now. That's up live within the last week or so. We got t-shirts and stickers and stuff like that. So anyway, go to the merch shop. If you go to our page, you'll see the link to the merch shop. You know, get you a t-shirt or sticker or whatever you want, or don't. We just appreciate you watching, and please like and subscribe. See you next time.